Yo, what is up guys, Gray here, and today we have got our week 1 battle of the EVIL, or the Evil for short, commissioned by my good friend Luxant. And they actually picked up this team after the draft, so they finished drafting and immediately dropped, I assume. And Lux asked me if I want to take over this team, and when I saw what was on it, I absolutely want to take it over. It just seems like such a fun team. Mons that I really enjoy, like Dragapult, Mandibuzz, Slowbro. You got Quillfish on this team as well, which is a really good low tier mon. You got Rotom Heat as well. We have made some trades, so a couple of mons that you're going to see on screen this week aren't going to be in a team from next week. But for week 1, we just used the same team as what was drafted, and it was a really fun team, so it's all good. We're actually facing Catsrule, I believe. I don't know what their actual username is. I think it's just Catsrule, but and they're Tornadus Hurricaners, I want to say their team name was. Yeah, Tornadus Hurricaners. And yeah, we'll just get straight into the team. With these videos for Evil, I just want to do really quick team builders, what they've got, what I'm bringing, and then get straight into the game. Because I'm very aware that a lot of my battles, especially my BBR ones where they're live com, are super long. So I want to get into just doing some shorter, quick battles that are easily digestible, and I can just kind of get through the game super quick. And leagues like Evil are great because they're on Showdown, and it's not one of my 2 main leagues, which at the moment is BBR and PTL. So yeah, let's get straight into the team. So first up, Catsrule team is Cinderace, Mega Slowbro, Grimmsnarl, Lucario, Silvally, Ditto, Blissey, Serena, Masquerain, Palisand, and Raichu. Let's say Raikou then. Be a slightly different team there, Raikou. It is Libero Cinderace, so that thing's a massive threat. Mega Slowbro Blissey is a disgusting core. He has screens with Grimmsnarl. He has removal with Silvally, which could be any type, and Serena. Masquerain as well, I think gets defog, but also gets Sticky Web. Palisand is a really good defensive mon, but not against my team. I think it's terrible against my team, which really opens up my Mienshao. Lucario is a great setup sweeper, especially with the screens, and things like Cinderace and Mega Slowbro can set up with the helps of those screens as well. So really tough team to go up against, a very weird team, but certainly has its threats on it. And the team we're bringing, as you can see it on the screen, we've got Choice Specs, Modest, Dragapult with Draco Meteor, Hex, U-Turn, and T-Wave. Clear Body, in case he wants to bring Sticky Webs. We are running enough speed to outspeed a Adamant Cinderace, I believe. Yeah, it looks like Adamant Cinderace. And yeah, it just kind of punches holes through his team. If Blissey goes down, then he really doesn't have a great switch into it. Next up, we got Mandibuzz with his physically defensive leftovers with Foul Play, U-Turn, Defog, and Roost. I really didn't want to give his Ditto anything if it came in on my Mandibuzz. I didn't want to have Toxic or anything like that. So yeah, I kind of shied away from it. It has nothing to really hit myself, and that's a common theme for my entire team really, is that I don't have much to actually hit myself. I just have things to hit his team. Running a good amount of defensive investment, a little bit of Spadef to be able to live a Choice Scarf Modest to be able to live 2, I think, Choice Scarf Modest Thunderbolts from my own Dragapult, should that situation occur. Next up, we got Rocky Helmet Slowbro with Regenerator, physically defensive with Scold, Counter, Slack Off, and Teleport. If he wants to click U-Turn on my Slowbro, then I can click Counter and I can switch up, and I can just kill something on the switch. We're running a bit of speed to outspeed his Palisand just in case it comes, but I don't think it will. It's just a kind of a fail-safe in case I'm in that situation. It does mean I get a faster teleport, which could be nice on his Mega Slowbro, we don't know. Next up, we got Quillfish with Black Sludge, Intimidate, Liquidation, Toxic Spikes, Spikes, and Taunt. It's just like a speedy bulky mon. Really just here to get up the hazards. There's not much else it can do outside of checking a potential Cinderace. So, but that depends entirely on whether it has Zen Headbutt or not. Next up, we've got Mienshao with an Assault Vest, Regenerator as well, Close Combat, Knock Off, Fake Out, and U-Turn, with like a wild EV spread to be able to live as many special hits from his team as I can. I know it takes on a Nasty Plot Lucario fairly well. It takes on things like the Raichu. It takes on a going back to his team. It takes on Mega Slowbro okay, not amazingly. I don't really want to be in that situation. And it also takes on his Masquerain alright, I would say. Like a fake out into knockoff should do a good chunk of damage to it, and we do live a, I think air slash is the hardest it hits, I don't really remember, but yeah, Mienshao takes that hit just fine. And then we got Mega Mawile with Intimidate in regular Mawile form, Play Rough, Knockoff, Sucker Punch, and Toxic. Again, I didn't want anything to hit myself, so I resist all the moves that I have, and Toxic obviously I'm immune to. This also still hits his team really, really well. There's only, like, his Steel type, I believe, is just Lucario, so Play Rough hits that regardless. Knockoff hits most of his team for really good damage, it knocks off items, of course, and Sucker Punch is mainly there for things like the Cinderace, and potentially, like, I guess Serena or Ditto in my Dragapult, as my Dragapult. So yeah, that's the team we're going with. And looking at the matchup, he kind of brought a lot of bulk. He's a very defensive kind of team this week, it looks like. It looks like potentially it's going to be like a bulk up Cinderace or a Calm Mind Mega Slowbro with Grimmsnarl for screens. Outside of that, we don't know what Silvally type it is. Blissey is just going to be here for Dragapult, for a special Dragapult, I would assume. And Slowbro checks everything that's basically physical on my team, so it could be a little bit difficult to break through that core, but we do have a lot of switch initiative, so we should be okay. I'm going to lead off with my Quillfish, because looking at his team, he only has potential defog on Silvally, and since we don't know what his set is on Silvally, it's worth trying to get the hazards up, and if I can get a spike up on turn 1, that's really nice chip damage for me. Unfortunately, he leads off with his Cinderace, and even at -1, I still don't really want to take a Zen Headbutt particularly, so I'm going to go out into my Slowbro. It actually shows off some nice tech with Electro Ball. It's going to do a big chunk to my Slowbro. We don't have much special defense investment at all, so I'm going to double out into my Mandibuzz because I take the Electro Ball much better. And he goes for the U-turn, predicting potentially a switch. Also, if I stayed in it, he was kind of safe. As he goes out into his Grimmsnarl, and I'm just going to U-turn here, because regardless of what he wants to go for, then I'm in a better position because I can go out to my Mawile and just threaten this thing out. As it turns out, he actually goes for the Nasty Plot, and I had no idea what move he wanted to go for until I looked at his, like, whether or not I had a fire move. Turns out this thing gets Burning Jealousy now, and I quickly calc to see if Mawile could live it, and it tanks a +2 just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and switch into my Mawile, and unfortunately we're going to lose a big chunk of our health, but at the same time we are going to take out a big threat with Play Rough. Fortunately we did hit, could be a bit of a problem if we didn't. And yeah, that's one big threat down on his team as he goes out into his Silvally. Again, I'm just kind of scouting with my Slowbro. I go into it and he wants to go for multi-attack. Because I see it's normal type, it could be like an SD variant, and I want to get my Slowbro in on that and potentially click Scold or counter. And he actually shows to be special on this as well. So two mons that potentially we thought were going to be physical, turns out they're both special in Grimmsnarl and Silvally. We've only seen a mixed Cinderace as well. So yeah, he's bringing something a little bit different this week. Like we definitely didn't expect. Definitely didn't expect a special Silvally, but I knew I could actually live a Thunderbolt or a Grass Pledge if he had that as well. So I found this to be like a reasonable middle ground play. And I'm just going to switch straight out into my Mienshao. We are Assault Vest, we take this Thunderbolt just fine. And it immediately puts the pressure on him. So here, I'm just going to click Close Combat. If he wants to go out into Slowbro, like you can see he does, then he's got to take a Close Combat, and then he's got to take a U-turn. So he's going to take a little bit of chip damage, and then I'm going to be able to go out into potentially my Quillfish, potentially Slowbro, sorry, Mandibuzz. I think because I have Mandibuzz on the team, it kind of makes him not want to click Psychic. Like I have two mons that resist Psychic, albeit my Mega Mawile is probably in range of Psychic at this point. I never actually calculated that, but there's a chance that it could be in range. I don't think it would be, because the damage from Grimmsnarl, it looks like it probably would take one. So I expect him, if he wants to go for a move here, go for a Scold, trying to get a burn. So I'm going to click Close Combat and then going to click U-turn. Expecting potentially a Scold, I go into my Quillfish. I do actually live a Psychic from potentially uninvested Slowbro as well. So I see this as an opportunity to get a spike up. So while we've only seen half his set, but he's actually going to switch out. And this just makes my spikes play even more free, because Silvally Thunderbolt doesn't do a massive amount to me. And I can get a layer of spikes up, and then I can go straight out into my Mienshao again. Get back into, like, once the spike's up, close combat into U-turn is going to be taking away all the regenerator health that Slowbro is going to be getting. So he's going to have a hard time constantly switching into it. Not to mention it's then got to like take a hit from something else on my team. I can always go into Dragapult and just click U-turn again, expecting the Blissey to come in, and just keep that momentum going. Like U-turn in this match is just incredible. So we're going to click spikes on the actual try attack that he goes for. We don't get status, fortunately, so we set up the spikes that immediately disappear for some reason in the replay. But we have spikes up now, and we're going to go back out into Mienshao because we know we can take any hit from this Silvally try attack. If it had got a freeze on me, it would have sucked. And like I said earlier, spikes plus close combat plus U-turn puts so much pressure on that Slowbro that I'm more than happy to just keep clicking it. And if he decides to stay in with this Silvally, then as you can see, we're just going to kill it. And if he decides to switch out, expecting the close combat and goes into Slowbro, we're just doing chip damage at it. As it turns out, he just stays in, probably expecting me to expect the Slowbro to come in and go for a U-turn. And this is like my best way of dealing with the Silvally. So yeah, we just kind of blow back something that's a bit of a threat to our team. Also means now that he cannot clear hazards unless he goes into my his Ditto on my Mandibuzz. And he actually shows here that he isn't Regenerator, which is probably misprep on his part. I think he probably wants to be Regenerator, but it just means that he's going to be at a super low amount of health, and he's going to have to slack off here. So I'm just going to go for a U-turn, and I'm going to go out into my own Slowbro. Just on the off chance he wants to go for Psychic, but this also gives me some health back on Slowbro. I need Slowbro to be at a good amount to be able to continue checking the Cinderace. I can always click Scald against that, so I'm going to go out into Quillfish. Expecting like potentially a Toxic on that turn. Like I know he was going for Teleport, but I was expecting him to either go for a Toxic on my Slowbro, or he was going to Teleport himself. So if I was slower, then I could go out into my Quillfish, but seeing as I was quicker, I knew full well he's going for a Teleport, and I get the momentum by going back into Quillfish. Nothing on his team particularly wants to take on Quillfish, and I actually have a choice now whether I want to go for Toxic Spikes or whether I want to just go for damage. And looking at the rest of his team, though, Slowbro can be kind of annoying. I can actually Toxic that later if I need to, and I know I can also just kind of wear away at it. So I'm more than happy to just kind of go for damage and put this Cinderace, should it stay in range of the Dragapult Hex, puts it in range of Foul Play from my Mandibuzz, also puts it in range of Sucker Punch from my Mega Mawile. So yeah, going for Liquidation here just gives me the best damage. I know I live in Electro Ball. At this point I'm pretty sure he doesn't have Zen Headbutt because he would have clicked it at this point. So I'm more than happy just click Liquidation. Does a good amount of damage, to be fair, and it's going to put it in range, like I said, of all those moves from earlier. He's just going to click the Pyro Ball. I'm happy for Quillfish to go down. It's done its job. And this actually gives us the Mandibuzz with him being in range of the Foul Play. So I'm expecting him to switch out. And he doesn't have the greatest switch-ins now to a Mandibuzz. I'm going to click Foul Play. It's a no drawback play if he goes into Blissey like he has. Then I click U-turn. If he goes into his Ditto, I click U-turn. If he goes into Slowbro, it dies to Foul Play. Or it takes a good chunk from Foul Play into U-turn. So this gives me my Mienshao again, and after the last time where he stayed in with his Silvally, I'm not expecting him to want to stay in again. So Mega Slowbro, now it's in Mega form especially, it's a really safe switch into this, and I fully expect him to want to go into it, so I'm just going to click U-turn. He still needs his Blissey to check a special Dragapult, and considering the way I've been playing Dragapult, it does seem like it's special on this team. So now we're going to click U-turn, does a good chunk to his Blissey, his nickname's Blissey on this, to his Mega Slowbro. And now we go into Mega Mawile because he wants to slack off on our Play Rough. Firstly, there's a chance that Play Rough kills if it's got like good special defense investment and no physical defense investment. So if that's the case, then my Play Rough will actually kill from here. I think if he is physically defensive, it doesn't do enough. But if he decides to go for slack off, then I'm just going to click Toxic and I'm going to slowly wear away at him. My Slowbro could actually beat his Slowbro 1v1. Depending on whether or not he has Toxic, like he hasn't actually shown it, but he has Slack Off Teleport. Probably a good chance that he has like Dual Stabs or something like that. Maybe Scald and Ice Beam, or Psychic and Ice Beam, some kind of combination of that. I'm assuming like Psychic and Ice Beam, just because it would be able to hit the Malwell, as well as like things like the Mandibuzz and the Dragon Ball for super effective damage. So I'm assuming at this point he doesn't have Toxic on this. And if I can get a Toxic off on the next turn, if he stacks off on this turn, then I'm in a really good position. I'm happy to sack off my Mega Malwell to trade for this Slowbro, because once Slowbro goes down, he really doesn't have a switch into my Mienshao, and at any point he's in with Blissey, I can go into Mienshao and just click Close Combat, and something on his team dies. So really nice position we're in at the moment. Go click Play Rough, he doesn't drop, he is very defensive, and he's actually just going to click Scold, which is fine by me, because now it just doesn't take spikes, so he can't really switch out. I'm just going to go Mandibuzz. It gives him the least opportunities after I kill this. Like he has to kind of go Blissey or Ditto, and like if he clicks U-turn on this turn, then my U-turn is absolutely free, and I can kind of just, if he goes into Blissey, I can play around that. So he actually just goes for the foul play. I'm going to click U-turn and go into my Mienshao. Honestly, just going into my Slowbro would have also been fine, and just teleporting, going back into my Mienshao, slowly wearing away at this thing. For some reason though, I decided to click Knock Off. I don't actually know why I clicked that. I think I just had a bit of a moment where I was like, oh yeah, if I knock this off, then it can't be locked into foul play, and that's great for me. So I'm going to take a bit of a chunk from that foul play and go out to my Slowbro, as I expect him to go for Roost. If he roosted, then I can just click Scold and then teleport on the turn after, get my Mienshao back in on the Blissey, and we'll be back in this whole loop again. So we'll be in a really good position if I get my Mienshao in at any point. So he actually goes for U-turn, so his Ditto is going to stay now at 49%. Like it's going to be whistled down. It's going to take spikes as well on the next switch in. So we're actually in a really good place. We can, if he goes out into Cinderace, we live, I think. I don't know if we live the Electro Ball or not. But he actually goes out into Blissey, and I'm just going to hard switch into my Mienshao. In case he has Toxic, I don't want to take that Toxic if I can help it, because it helps me win the Slowbro 1v1 at the end of the game, if it comes down to that, if his Ditto is Slowbro. So yeah, I'm just going to hard switch into Mienshao. There's really nothing that a Blissey can possibly do at this point that's really going to hurt me, and I can just click Close Combat and something on his team is dropping. Now he has to give me something here, and I expect it to be this Blissey, which means that my Specs Dragonbolt doesn't really have much of a switch. Doesn't have anything to switch into it now. And Mienshao claims its second kill, and he's just going to bring the Cinderace back in. That's fine. I'm going to go into my Slowbro if that's the case, because I can take the Electro Ball, and if he wants to try and read me read him going for like a U-turn or whatever, he's probably going to go for a Pyro Ball. He might go for a second Electro Ball. Honestly, I'm just happy to sack off Slowbro at this point. Slowbro is not really doing a whole lot for me. If he stays in, then I can always go into my Mandibuzz, and like Mandibuzz pretty much just wins the game at this point. Like it doesn't, like he can't continue to roost with Ditto, who run out of PP, and I can just 1v1 this Cinderace kind of okay, especially with my special defense investment in Mandibuzz. I don't take enough from Electro Ball for him to ever be able to break me, so I'm in a really good position that Mandibuzz can kind of just win this game. So I'm kind of going into Slowbro to sack it to get Mandibuzz back in on a free switch. So he does just go for Electro Ball, so good play predicting that one. And I'm just going to click Scold on the off chance that he wants to stay in, and click Pyro. If he doesn't click Electro Ball here, then I either die to the U-turn, he goes out to Ditto, and I get to go into... well, if he goes into Ditto, then I think the Imposter goes afterwards, so I could go into my Mandibuzz, or I could go into my Dragvolt and end into Mandibuzz. I don't know, I go into Mandibuzz, and like his Ditto is then kind of, it's going to be Mandibuzz again, and at that point I can go to Mienshao and we can go back to that loop. But yeah, I'm just kind of rambling on this turn. Basically I'm just sacking off my Slowbro, but he goes for Pyro Ball, he tries to make a read on me switching out, and we're going to click Scold, and that is pretty much just going to be game at this point, because he's going to be my Slowbro, and I know full well that my Slowbro can't touch my own Slowbro effectively, and I'm just going to go for a teleport here and go out into my Dragbolt. Honestly, I could just like hard switch. I don't know why I didn't, but Specs X is going to do enough to take this out, and we're going to win our week 1 4-0. So good game to Catchful. Really fun game actually. Some awesome, like kind of nice tech. The Nasty Plot Grimmsnarl, definitely didn't expect that. Electro Ball on Cinderace, Also really cool for dealing with my Slowbro. And yeah, good game, ton of fun. And yeah, we're starting the season off well. We're starting off with a 4-0 win. And this team is just going to be a load of fun to use all season. Really looking forward to using this. And if you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already for more Draft League content. This is one of 4 leagues that I'm actually going to be uploading. So it's going to be tons of Draft League content coming your way. But until the next one, have a great day, guys.